Los Angeles, the city of angels, home to Hollywood, film studios, celebrities, and most importantly, almost every single YouTuber I've ever looked up to. I'm looking at you, Ted Nivison. Markiplier, Smosh, High Five Studios. High Five Studios I've wanted to work for literally years. It's the reason I'm going to college for media production. Yes, I went to Los Angeles this past week for the first time in over a decade. It was for a school intensive to learn about film, and this is how it went. First, I had to go from the small New Hampshire town right next to my small Vermont town to get on a coach bus headed for the Boston airport. I'd say I was pretty productive on that bus ride. I only started to get bored around the 20-minute mark of the 2-hour drive. Then I tried to sleep, and then I didn't sleep. And then I looked out the window and contemplated my existence. I got a nice airport sandwich and a bag of fruit snacks. $5 for fruit snacks. I proceeded to wait another hour and a half before boarding the plane. Day one of LA, it was kind of a late start. We were all jet lagged and stuff. We slept in a lot. And then we walked a few blocks to this really cute farmer's market where I didn't buy anything because strawberries cannot really fit in my carry-on. So many fruits. And they would give out little samples. So you could have like one strawberry, but then we went over to every single fruit seller at the farmer's market and sampled a strawberry for each of them. And then we went on a walk to see the ocean, of which I had absolutely zero faith in because unlike what I've been exposed to in terms of LA, it was so foggy. It was like an LA and London collab, the way that the weather was. Day 2 was Disneyland Day! Yay! I will do a whole video on this 15-hour day at Disneyland because that is an entire thing on itself, and I wrote way too much in this script for it to be in this video and still have enough time to go through the rest of the week. I went on a lot of rides. I made a grave mistake, and yep, just check out that video. Day 3, we met with Edward Saxon. He was one of the producers in Silence of the Lambs, and he taught us all about producing, and eventually he let me hold his Oscar. I know, I'm just that cool. Lunch, it was from this local taco place, and it was so good. LA tacos are top tier. We also went to a screenwriting workshop and learned how to write for TV. I wasn't able to film a lot of this. We got a lot of special treatment because the people I went on the trip with had a lot of family friends in these industries, which is why I was able to learn so much, but I couldn't film a lot of that. Day 4 started off with exploring Hollywood Boulevard, going to souvenir shops, looking for stars on the ground. This is where I bought some of my gifts for my friends back home, which I will be giving to them in this video. They're really dumb. They're really dumb gifts. There was a lot that I wanted to buy, but Disneyland was so incredibly expensive that I was quickly running out of money. The first thing I actually did was get coffee. We went to a Starbucks, and I'm gonna be honest, it was one of the... Starbucks are always good vibes, I feel like. They're always good vibes. But this was the best vibe Starbucks in the sketchiest part of Hollywood Boulevard. Outside of it, I felt so uncomfortable because it was just a really sketchy part of LA. But walking into that Starbucks, everyone was so nice, and it was like the nicest Starbucks ever for the area that it was in. I got to sample a salted caramel cold foam.
Honestly, 10 out of 10. It's really
10 out of 10?
It's a little sweet, but I really like it.
It's pretty good. I'll give an 8.5 out of 10. And it was foamazing. Apologies. We then went to this huge souvenir shop, which was kind of like a rave.
This is such a cool store.
There were these huge stone pillars that had screens on them that were moving along to the music, and they were blasting music. I mean, my friends and I, we were absolutely jamming out to that stuff in that souvenir shop. At this store, along with selling fake $5 Oscars that said stuff like Best Boss on them, and Hollywood-themed keychains, I started to notice a little bit of a pattern. And this is not a pattern that you would think. There was a surprising amount of dog-themed items. Specifically, multiple different dog breeds. The same idea as, looking for a keychain with your name on it. It was like looking for a keychain with the dog braid on it, looking for a sign that had a dog braid on it, looking for a cup that had a dog braid on it. So of course, I looked for every single Westie thing I could and then didn't buy it. Another weird thing is that they were, for some reason, more expensive than like the typical souvenir stuff, LA souvenir stuff. It was just these dog themed things. Why are there so many Westie related things in Hollywood? It's a kitchen towel, cause for real. $12.99. I bought some souvenirs for a friend and we made our way to In-N-Out. Yes, I carried this in my carry-on and I brought it all the way home so I can wear it every day, all day, and never take it off, ever. Ever. I did get some fries and a milkshake, dipped the fries in the milkshake, everyone knows that, except for In-N-Out fries are really, really soggy. And I ate them though, they were okay. The milkshake, on the other hand, I have things to say about the milkshake. Got my milkshake and I'd ordered a strawberry milkshake because those are the best to go with fries, right? And so I take the milkshake and I look at it and I go, it looks like a chocolate milkshake. And so I was a little bit confused, but I hate confrontation. I'm like, chocolate milkshake, still absolutely delicious. I'm just gonna eat it, it's fine, right? To be honest, I sort of convinced myself, I sort of just lied to myself and I was like, no, it's strawberry, it just looks weird. It's a strawberry milkshake still. It just looks like a chocolate milkshake for some reason. And so when I drank it, it tasted like a strawberry milkshake. And honestly, I was so confused because deep down in my heart, I knew that it was a chocolate milkshake, not a strawberry milkshake. But I convinced myself so much that it tasted like a strawberry milkshake. And then I overheard someone saying that you can get mixes of the different milkshakes. Who does that? I did, apparently. I think I accidentally got a chocolate and strawberry milkshake combined, which was really good, by the way. But it just was so out of the blue. I wore my little In-N-Out hat all the way to the office of a film director, Julian Higgins. He recently released a movie that he directed called God's Country. I learned a lot from him about like the psychology of directing, like the angles of the camera and stuff, and I really, really enjoyed it. It had to be one of my favorite parts of the trip. And so definitely stay tuned for when I do more short films because I will definitely be using those skills. On day 5, we toured Paramount Studios. Here's my little pass right here. There are a few photos I was able to take and I'll just kind of talk through the rest of it. I took selfies with Bumblebee. I took selfies with this napping grandma. We also learned about the bee pool, which is like this giant, it was a parking lot. It was a parking lot, but painted blue, like the bottom of a pool. And then they fill it in, and like they put it to the actor's desired temperature. They put soap in it, and then there's this big wall facing one of the, or like on one of the sides of the pool. So, and it looks like it was painted like the sky. So that's what they use for like so many water scenes. Put a wave machine on it to make it more crazy and stuff, and that's how they filmed those, which I thought was really cool. Went to Paramount's New York City, which was, it's basically multiple blocks of facades. It looked like New York City, except for the palm trees in the background, of course. Filmmakers can like come to Paramount and they can be like, hey, can we rent out your New York City because we need New York City? Like $15,000 a day or something to rent out like a block of New York City, or like the entire New York City facades. We also went to the Santa Monica Pier, and the weather was finally LA weather there. It was fairly warm and it was so pretty. We went on the swings, walked the pier, and a quick touch to the Pacific Ocean. That was a reference. That was a Ted Nivison reference, if anyone knows. Probably. Okay, enjoy this montage of Santa Monica Pier. On the 6th and my last full day in LA, I went to Rodeo Drive, which, ooh, that was an experience. To be completely honest, walking around with my $25 British supermarket t-shirt from a sketchy site on the internet and leggings that had literal holes in them, I felt a little bit out of place at Rodeo Drive. I found LA to be an extremely welcoming, extremely kind place, except for Rodeo Drive. I felt so uncomfortable the whole time. We were given a fashion scavenger hunt to like learn about fashion, I guess, which meant lurking around shops like Gucci and Louis Vuitton. Being around the arrays of shoes, clothes, and accessories that cost more than what I've tried saving for college already would have been daunting enough. But then on top of that, there were the employees whose jobs, I'm pretty sure, were to follow me through the entire store. Apparently this thing is normal for high-end stores, which I wasn't really made aware of, but it makes sense. I felt like they were so convinced that I was up to no good that it almost convinced me that I was like accidentally stealing. I felt like I had to like leave each store with like my palms open, showing that I didn't take anything because they were watching me so intently. I hope those employees get paid more than minimum wage. I have no idea what like store employees, which is normally a minimum wage job for like stores like Gucci that sell like $2,000 flip-flops. Like, I'm not I hope they get paid more because they are tasked with doing a lot. I'm pretty sure it is their job to follow people around the store, so you're always there to help. It's like your personal assistant, but when you're as young as me, it feels more like they're making sure that I'm behaving. It's just something I haven't experienced before, and it was definitely a lot different than like my small town of Vermont. Alright, and then the next day, I got up super early. I didn't film any of this because I was so incredibly tired, but we basically went on the plane, then went on the bus again, and got home.
Okay,
I also gave Ro their gift.
Okay.
I get the bomb
Money? Yeah. Oh my god! Don't touch it. Oh my god. Best dad! Thank you.
Roadkill, how do you like your Lightning McQueen piston cup?
I love him.